Why is it that the surgeon performing a grueling 12-hour operation often feels more alive than the billionaire sitting passively on a yacht? Welcome to The Last Read. I'm your host, and today we are decoding the blueprint for happiness. We are summarizing the landmark book, Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. If you've ever sat on your couch on a Sunday afternoon, surrounded by every comfort, a stocked fridge, a safe home, unlimited entertainment, and yet felt a gnawing sense of anxiety or emptiness, you aren't alone. You were experiencing what Csikszentmihalyi calls psychic entropy. We tend to assume that the default state of the human brain is peace. We think that if we just stop working and sit still, we will be happy. But the research shows the exact opposite. When the brain is left without a task, it doesn't relax, it descends into chaos. It worries, it focuses on insecurities, it attacks itself. To fight this entropy, we need a counterforce. We need a state of ordered consciousness. We need flow. To understand flow, we have to look at where this research began. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi didn't start in a sterile lab. He grew up in Europe amidst the ashes of World War II. He watched successful adults crumble when their social status and wealth were destroyed by the war. He asked a dangerous question: what makes life worth living when everything else is gone? He studied rock climbers, chess players, and artists, people who did difficult things for zero external reward. And he found that they all described the same feeling, a state where the ego falls away, time vanishes, and action follows action effortlessly. But here is where most of us get it wrong. We confuse flow with pleasure.
Pleasure is what you feel when you watch Netflix or eat a donut. It's restorative. It requires no effort. But, and this is key, pleasure does not help you grow. It creates no new order in your consciousness. Contrast that with enjoyment. Enjoyment is active. It's the feeling you get when you are stretched to your limits to accomplish something difficult, like writing a song, fixing a transmission, or closing a complex deal. It might actually be painful in the moment. You might be sweating, you might be stressed, but afterward, you feel together. You feel complex. You feel alive. So how do we trigger this state? It's not magic, it's math. Csikszentmihalyi outlines a specific ratio between challenge and skill. Imagine a graph. If a task is too hard and your skill is low, you feel anxiety. If a task is too easy and your skill is high, like driving a route you know by heart, you feel boredom. Flow exists in a narrow channel between the two. It happens when high challenge meets high skill. Think of a Formula One driver taking a corner at 100 miles per hour. The challenge is lethal. The skill is masterful. There is no room for the grocery list or existential dread. There is only the car. But to stay in that channel, you need two secret ingredients: clear goals and immediate feedback. This is why we love games. In tennis, you know the goal. Hit the ball in. You get immediate feedback. The ball lands in or out. Whack, success. Whack, failure. Real life, unfortunately, is messy. In the office, our goals are vague and feedback is slow. This ambiguity creates that psychic entropy. This leads to the most shocking finding in the book, the paradox of work. Csikszentmihalyi gave pagers to thousands of people to track their feelings throughout the week. The data was undeniable. People reported being in a state of flow, feeling strong, creative, and satisfied, far more often at work than in their leisure time.
Work provides the structure, the rules, and the challenges we need to focus our attention. Leisure often provides nothing. When we clock out, the structure collapses, and our minds drift back to chaos. We say we hate our jobs and want to go home, but when we get home, we don't know how to be happy. So how do we solve this? How do we stop being bored at home and miserable at work? We have to become what the author calls an autotelic personality. Autotelic comes from the Greek words for self and goal. An autotelic person creates their own challenges. They don't wait for the world to entertain them. Think of Rico, a factory worker mentioned in the book. He performed the same repetitive motion on an assembly line 600 times a day. It should have been hell, but Rico turned it into the Olympics.
He timed himself, creating a high-stakes game to shave seconds off his record, moving with the grace of a dancer. He transformed a chore into a flow state by imposing his own internal goals. That is the secret. Happiness isn't about what you are doing, it's about how you are doing it. It's about taking the flashlight of your attention, which is usually swinging wildly around a dark room, and holding it steady on one thing. Whether you are washing dishes, writing a report, or playing with your kids, you have the power to turn that activity into a game. You can set a goal, you can seek feedback, you can create order out of chaos. Flow tells us that happiness isn't something that happens to us, it is something we make. If you want to master your attention and reclaim your time, I highly recommend picking up a copy of Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience. There is a link in the show notes. Until next time, stop seeking pleasure and start seeking enjoyment. Go find your flow.